Good evening, everyone. Today we are going to speak about the purpose of SAP MDG for business management and governance. Before today, you will have a basic demo about SAP MDG. And in this demo, you will able to learn why SAP MDG is really required for your career and why SAP MDG is really required for business as well. You are going to learn what are the concepts, you are going to know what are the concepts that we are going to teach in the training sessions, all about MDG. About trainers, I am having a 5+ years of experience in SAP MDG, end-to-end implementation in SAP MDG for both MM and the BP data models. I'm a certified SAP MDG consultant. So I have good exposure, more than 4 implementation projects which I work both MM and the BP data models. So I can teach MM and BP end-to-end, the EAM as well, the FI, UI data model as well I can teach. Apart from this, the course outline. What are the concepts which you are going to learn during our training sessions? The first concept is development of custom data model and enhancement of standard data model. These are the two important concepts in MDG. One, the development of custom data model in the sense, without out-of-box configuration, like the SAP doesn't deliver this. For example, employee master data we have. This master data in MDG level, SAP haven't provided us. So if you want the custom data model with employee data, then you have to design yourself with custom data model. The next we have enhancement of standard data model. For example, we have few of the standard data models like MM, BP, UI. UI is nothing but EAM, Enterprise Asset Management. So we have these are the data models maintained in the MDG. If you want to add some few custom fields or entities, then you will go with enhancement of standard data model. Then we have UI modeling. UI modeling in the sense, if you want to hide few in the UI level, the user, the business will work in the UI. So if you want to hide these, SAP is provided some standard data, standard UI. So if you want to hide few of the fields or UIBBs, so then we will go with this UIBB concept. And next we are having the process modeling. Process modeling, BRF workflow modeling. These two concepts are the same. In this, we will learn how to design this BRF. Without having the coding knowledge, the person can easily design, which we are going to discuss in further sessions. And next we are having validations. Validations is nothing that once a business user or a business created a master record, like for example, material master record, business partner master record. So we are validating the data. MDG framework can validate the data, then only it will move to the target system. And this is comes under the validations. And we are having a derivation concept. What exactly derivation? Derivation, for example, once the business user is creating the change request, based on the change request type, the material type needs to derive with few of the fields. Material type should get derived with ERSA. So these type, the field, once the CR is get, the automatically the data gets populated in the UI. This comes under the derivation. For example, I can say if you created the plant data in the material, if you created a plant in the material, then few of the fields under the plant should get derived. Once you added the record, the plant 1000 in the UI, some of the fields should get, the data automatically get derived in the backend. This comes under the derivation concept. And next concept we are having here, data replication framework and data import framework. This we will discuss using the IDOC and data import framework. This we will discuss in next coming section. And mass processing using Excel. How mass processing is having the Excel, the data you will edit. You will import the data in the Excel and you change the data as per the requirement. Then you can upload the multiple records at one time. So that comes under the mass processing using Excel. These are the main concepts in MDG which you are going to learn in next coming sessions. Why SAP MDG? Why, before we come to MDG, the real discussion particularly is about data modeling, process modeling, UI modeling, and the entire MDG framework, we must understand that why MDG is required for the industry. That is the first question which we have to answer. In MDG, like if you see like some 5 6 or example some 10 years or some 15 years back, how was the industry that time? Having the data for a kind of industry was a big challenge, but over the period of time, every single industry having the huge amount of data. Example, you can take any of the industry, they're having the material data. You can take some electrical, related to electrical company, they're having equipments, they're having the materials, they're having financial data, they all the master data, right? Whether you can take a banking sector, or whether take a manufacturing sector, or it take retail sector, or any sector. Over the period of time, industry had started to segregate their master data. Those are financial master data, material master data, supplier or a customer master data. These are the master data which is available in the MDG, which is SAP has provided in the out of box. Mainly the four type of domains are financial, material master, supplier, or a customer master data. So if I see each and every domain wise, this is one, financial is one domain, material is one domain, supplier, customer is one domain. So if you see each and every domain wise, the data is segregated here. For if you take the financials, we are having chartered accounts, GL account, consolidation unit, cost element. Under the org units, we are having company, profit center, cost center. So these are the data is segregated under the financials. If you take here material, we are having a material domain. Material domain, we are having basic and classification data. Under this basic and classification data, we are having general data and description, unit of measure, EAN or UPC, classification. These are the data which comes under basic and classification data. Here we are having org unit data. Under this org unit data, we are having sales data, plant data. Next is valuation and costing. So under the material domain, the data is segregated into many parts like valuation, org unit data, basic and classification data. It is same as for the business partners, the supplier or a customer, we are having central data, bank details. Next is tax number, address. So this is how the data is segregated. So here we are having company code data, purchase of data. So this is how the data and the next roles, identification, industry sector, customer attributes we are having. So general data, company code data, and sales. So these are the main for the customer. As you know, customer we are having company code and sales of data, and the supplier we are having supplier attributes, we are having company code data and purchase. So business, this is the business partner level, this is supplier level, and this is the customer level. This is how the data is maintained by the SAP. This is how the data is segregated by the SAP. Okay, that is the reason. So the data in MDG level, this data is segregated according to that it performs the quality data to the target system. Once the CR is created in the MDG, it goes through many validations, it goes through many derivations. Once every rule is satisfied, then only it will reach us to the target system. So every single master data having various classification within itself. Next, we are having here duplicate check. So we are having a many challenges. For example, if you take, if you assume yourself there is no MDG. So before MDG, the business users, take some example, there is 10 business user. Business user 1 created a material, say example, some 1000 material he created. Without knowing, the business user 1 created a 1000 material, the business user 10 created the same material with the same material type, same plant, So same data. So this is the duplicate record, right? So to overcome these type of duplicate records, we have a concept in MDG called duplicates. So duplicate, this is how once you create the CR, this is how a duplicate, how much percentage the record is duplicate. So what are, so based on the business users requirement, based on the fields, it will consolidate, it will consolidate the data in the backend and show us what is the percentage level it is duplicate having. Okay, if 1000 and the 10,000, those, it will compare between those two records and tell us this. For example, there is 80% of the records are matching. So then you can assume yourself, so should I create this record or no? Okay, this is how we can restrict this creation of duplication records. Next, we are having the validation. So you can validate the data. For example, a person, a business user is given a material type SR. So a take example, there is one field, okay, field. So he should enter same anything, you can take business partner, a country. So a country, he is business partner level, there will be country key. Okay, he entered IN, nothing but India. So this should not be IN. This should be some example US. Okay. Then automatically the system raises an error stating that you have entered IN as a country key. You should not enter this and you have to enter AU. So these kind of errors, warning messages, these all we can raise an errors and business user easily understand, oh, this is the error, so I need to correct this. So this is how the business user understand and rectify this data, and the quality data moves to target system. Next, we are having address enrichment. What exactly this address enrichment is? Address enrichment is nothing but, for example, take business partner level, we are having the address data. We are having street fields, we are having postal code, we are having many other data. See, some of the business user will enter street as STRT. Okay. Some other business users will enter as STREET. So so to make consolidate this data, we are having the concept called data enrichment. This data enrichment, using this, it will once if this address enrichment, we this is special license which MDG the business used to buy. So once this is address enrichment concept is installed in the system, it will go to the logic. The once you enter some data, some street improperly, once you enter the address data, it will go to the data centers and pick the exact correct data. This is, you can maintain now the proper data in the system. This is how the address enrichment works. Okay. The next, we are having the architecture of SAP MDG. This is the complete architecture of SAP MDG. SAP Master Data Governance Architecture. Here we are having, this is completely the MDG level. So every SAP MDG box, it should have some ABAP systems. Okay. So UI, the standard UIs which is provided by the, now we are going to discuss only this MDG box. Okay. Here MDG box, we are having these many concepts. UI, user interface. What is this UI? UI, where the business users enter the data. Okay, where the business users maintain the data. Okay. Next, we are having the roles. What these roles exactly? These roles, each and every domain wise, this role is given by SAP as the out of box solution. So these all the roles, every domain having the separate roles, separate segregated roles which is provided by the SAP. So these are the domains in SAP: financials, material. This is the custom objects. Custom object is nothing but which we will create the completely the custom data model. And next we are having business partner here. Okay, under these domains we are having workflows, BRF plus workflows. So design of workflow. What is workflow? Workflow in the sense, for example, take example, you are giving in your company example, you are submitting a leave request to your higher authority. Okay, once the your higher authority approves, it will go to the next level. If he approves, then only your leave will be your leave request will be gets approved, then you can take leave. So this how this level, once the request submits from requester, then it will go to approver one. From approver one submits, approves, then it will go to approver two. This flow, this complete flow from requester to the final level of approval, that design is nothing but workflow. Next we are having staging concept. What is exactly this staging? Example, take for example, as I discussed the previous example, you take a leave request. Okay, you have submitted a leave request to your higher authority, approver one. Okay, once the creation, you while creating your leave request, you have given some data like your employee ID, your name, some few of the details, the how many days leave you want. So for example, I'm saying, so once all the data you submit, then it will go to approver one, then approver two, right? So from requester one, from submitting your leave request, the end of the approver, the data will not be available in the standard tables. Okay, this available only at the stage during the process of the change request. It will be available only at the staging. These are the staging is nothing but there are some standard, that is also a tables which is available in staging level. This will be stored during the process. Once the CR is activated, then it reaches to target target tables which where you want to stage this data. The data which is available in the staging, which is nothing but the inactive data. Okay, for example, take you submit the leave request to approval one, where this data will be available. This data will be available in the staging. Okay, approver one approves your leave request, then it will go to approver two, where this data is available. Still the data is available in staging only. Once approver 2 approves, then it activates the data and move to the target systems or target tables. During the process of this leave request, it will be available only at the staging. Take another example, the leave request is rejected at the final stage. Then the record removes from the staging, it won't get create in the target system. That is what I'm saying. It creates only the quality data. The MDG creates the quality data and moves to target systems. Next, we are having validation concept. What is validation? As I discussed in previous, validate. We will validate the data. Okay, we will validate. If something is wrong in the data, we will automatically raise an error to the business user stating that this is the error. There is an error. We will pop up the error. So this is the key you have entered the wrong, or this is the field data you have entered the wrong. You have to incorrect the data. Okay, this is how we will correct the data and maintain proper data. Next, we are having change requests. We will see in coming sections how to create the change request and the governance model, search, adapt, UI framework, analytics, replication, key value. These are the concepts which we are going to discuss in the next coming classes. Okay, so every architecture, like every MDG framework, it should have some SAP ERP or as ABAP system. Okay, and next, what is this optional part is? Optional part, as I discussed previous about the data enrichment, right? So SAP clearly it is mentioned here is these are the optional systems. Why this is mentioned as optional systems? For example, as I said previous, address enrichment, there is a concept in the previous slide I explained about address enrichment. Okay, in this address enrichment, we are having, we have to fetch, for example, I said example street field. Some people will enter street as street, some people will enter as strt. So these kind of corrections will be done in address enrichment, as I said in previous slide, right? So this data should fetch from some other third party systems. Okay, so that is the reason the third party systems which comes under the optional part. That is the reason SAP is providing itself is optional. Okay, and we are having here the target systems. These are the target system which you can maintain. ERP system as a target system, CRM, SRM, hybrid PCM, on-premise app, cloud system, third-party system as a. So we can provide any of its systems as a third-party system. So this is about the complete architecture of SAP MDG. Okay, this is a very important concept. The MDG frameworks works in this way. Process of MDG. For example, take a requester. A requester submits the CR and then validate the data, and once this person is submits the CR, it will go to the next level of approval. It will validate the data properly using raising error messages or warning messages, then it will go to next level, approval level. Once the approver approves, then it will replicate the data to target system. This is explained in simple way. Okay, once this requester submits the CR, it will go to validate. Validation which comes uses background business logics, data enrichments, address cleansing, duplicate checks. These all will happen at the back end. Then it will go to approval level. Once approver approves, it will replicate at proper. See, these are the logics. These are these many things which is performing on the particular master data. So then this quality data moves to the target systems, okay, or third party systems, or in business suits like S4 HANA system. So anything, any target system which you maintain as a target, so that will move the proper data, the quality data to target system. Okay, this is how the process works. Once you create the CR, okay, then you will have a many levels of approval. Once all the level approves, then replicates to the target system. This is the process of SAP MDG. Out of delivery out of box. So SAP has provided us some out of box configuration. Okay, once the out of box configuration done, we have here integrated object models. Okay, integrated object models means the design of that particular domain. If you take we have a data model. If you take business partner, we have a BP data models. So integrated models, we have an integrated models here. Okay, once this integrated model once is done, then we have here data governance collaboration data quality. Okay, in this we will have a validations, derivations, as I said previous, data address enrichments, duplicate check. So all these concepts comes under governance, collaboration, and data quality. Next we have, once all this process is done, we have a robust data replication. The quality data, as I said, that will move the target. So once you created a master record, you can reuse the same record. If you want to change something, you can reuse the same master record. If you want to delete, you can delete the record using, you can flag, mark as a flag. So all this you can reuse the same record many times. You can change many so many times you can do such scenarios. So in this case, you are reusing the master data. Okay, so this all the complete process of MDG. This is how the MDG process is designed. Next, coming to projects. In this the complete sessions, what are the concepts which you are going to What are the projects which you are going to do during this training session? One is enhancement of data model, the standard data model. Okay, enhance standard data model with custom entity. This is our first project which you are going to do in this training session. The next project is the enhancement of standard data model with custom entity for the business partner. Okay. Then the third project is development of custom data model. You will create your own custom master data. Okay. You will create your own employee data. So this is employee custom data model. So this is the project 3. These are the 3 projects which you are going to do during these training sessions. Okay. And next we are having, so prerequisites. What are the prerequisites during this training? What are the prerequisites you should need? So you should have high speed internet and you should have a laptop or a desktop with you. So then only you can able to practice. As this is an online session, so you should have this. And these are the prerequisites for the you guys. And mock interviews. Okay, what is mock interviews? Mock interviews is nothing but once the training session is all the sessions is completed, so you want to review yourself, you want to understand where you are in this particular MDG. So before going to interviews, you want to evaluate yourself, then you can come to us, then so that we will conduct the mock interview so that we can tell you where you are up to. So if you want to practice more, then we will tell these are the concepts you are liking, you have to practice more. And if you are good, we can tell you that if you are good, you can go ahead and give your interview. So we will help you on this mock interviews. If you're interested, then you will come to us, then we will ready to take the mock interviews. Okay, this comes under the mock interviews. And next we are having certification. So we will support once the training is completely completed. Okay, we will support you for the certification. So what are the concepts you have to concentrate? What are the very important thing? What is the percentage of the concept? So for example, take data address enrichment, mass consolidation using Excel. So in this concept, how much percentage of questions you are getting in the exam? So these are the things which we will guide you. We will help you for your certification to clear your certification. You don't need to worry about that. So we will provide full support on this. And we are having a course complete certificate. We'll provide once you successfully completed your training, our company is providing a certificate. And thanks for attending the demo. And yeah, this is the contact details which you can reach us, and the email ID, this is the email ID. If you have any queries, you can reach us, then we will ready to help you guys. And yeah, that's it. This is all about SAP MDG.